Hello!
Evening, Peter. Evening, everyone. How you doing?
I'm very well. How are you getting on?
I'm a bit sunburnt today, but yeah, good.
Sunburnt? Why are you sunburnt? Hello, Adam. That's Adam from Music from Scotland joining us.
Good.
Excellent.
Good.
Great job he's doing with that. That site's got some amount of following now. Fantastic. Well done, him and Dale. So what have you been up to?
We had our first outdoor pipe band practice today.
Ooh.
Socially distanced and all that jazz, but yeah, it was good. It was good. It was warm.
You know, I was reading a few things about that socially distanced pipe bands getting together again and all that, and I suppose if it's outside,
Yep.
there's no huge demand yet to have to buy deodorant again. Yeah.
Well, exactly, yeah. Or showering.
Yeah, once it goes inside,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to get the old brute out again.
Oh dear, Mike. Yeah.
So, there's Mike Spain. We were speaking about him this afternoon.
Yeah.
In a nice way, Mike. Nice to see you there again. Anyway, folks, fantastic to see so many people joining us already tonight. Please share about all over the place for us. We're live on Facebook, Tartan Tunes, Tunes in the Hoose, and my channel, Peter and Music. And we're also live on YouTube and Twitter. So it'd be fantastic if you can share us about. It's a lovely night, so maybe there's a lot of folk out tonight as well. You never
Probably.
know.
In
But
gardens.
anyway, there's still lots of people watching here. We've got 2 or 3 things going on tonight. We're going to announce at half time. We're going to announce the winner of the tune competition.
Mhm.
Davie wrote a tune,
Yep.
and we said who could name it. Now we got loads of entries, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
Loads, yeah. It was incredible actually, and you had folks stopping you in the street. Didn't you?
We did. That was awkward.
Yeah. That's
You're that
awkward
guy
because,
from that programme, aren't you? Yeah.
because you can't say go away to them, can you? So
Well,
anyway, folks,
no,
listen.
That quite hit me.
Keep all your comments coming in. We absolutely love to see them. It lets us know there is an audience out there. Musicians and entertainers love audiences. That's why we do this. So, it's let's ken where you are at. Ah, there we go. Scallowa to Kirrymuir. That sounded like a tune.
Or a song.
A song, yeah. It's kind of like Granny Fraser's flitting kind of style thing. There we go. Right, who's playing first tonight? You or me? Me, probably.
You. Yeah.
Right.
Seniority.
I've yeah, exactly. OAP status. Right, what we've got here is tonight, I'm really looking forward to this actually. It's a wee couple of new tunes. I love learning all these new tunes that we've learned since doing the show and people sending us stuff. Now, there's a man in Marbella called Salvi, and I still can't pronounce Salvi's surname, so I messaged him today and said, can you message me back and tell me how to pronounce that? And he said, I wouldn't even bother. He said, as an English speaker, he's obviously heard me trying to pronounce things before, and he said, just don't bother. Just call me Salvi. Now,
Fair enough.
the name of the tune is the start of, can you remember? You told me this afternoon.
Yep, I can't remember now. Erindale, I think.
Erindale.
Erindale.
But yeah, because I was like, Erindale, I couldn't even say it reading it, and you worked it out right away where Erindale was. Apparently it's in Frozen.
It was in Frozen. It's also in J.R.R. Tolkien's references it as well, I believe. Lord of the Rings and Hobbit and things like that. Yeah.
Things you learn. So I'm going to play Salvi's tune, the start of Erindale, and then I'm going to play a wee tune that I wrote myself, a 6/8 March, called To Graham from Grace. That's for my drummer in the band, Graham Jefferson. He was my wee girl Grace's godfather. So this was her present to him for doing it. And I'm going to play these tonight on the Alexandrina 84 bass. Natural finish box, courtesy of the Squeeze Box shop in Bewley, Inverness. I've only got this one tonight because Tom's coming up to do business tomorrow and he's going to bring me another one and take this wee baby home.
Aww.
So if you want to buy it, I would buy it because it's a beauty. But I haven't. The Tooth Fairy hasn't been enough times this year.
You got enough teeth yet?
Yeah, exactly. So here's the star and Graham to Grace. Enjoy. Well, hey, it's a lovely wee box, that, eh? Lovely sound.
Not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad
Not
at
bad
all.
for an accordion, says Davie. Not bad for an accordion. Yeah. So it's a lovely wee box that, from the Squeezebox shop in Alexandrina. Lovely. Look, really nice air there from Salvi, a Spaniard writing traditional tunes.
Don't be so surprised.
Well, no, with the Galician thing and all that kind of stuff. Eh?
Galicia.
But he's actually a piper as well. And that tune there, when we were chatting this afternoon, he actually wrote that for whistles. But he's got a lot of tunes for pipes as well, so I'm sure I'll play a couple of 6/8 some week or something like that as well for him. Because it's
Fair enough.
There's something else we've got to mention. Could you tell us about this?
That's
I'm
a
not,
mug.
I'm not saying you're a mug. I know it's a mug.
So, as of today, at roughly 8:26, depending on how the Facebook kind of schedule post work, we are opening up the orders for the mugs, the Tartan Tunes mugs. So they are going to be available for £10 each plus postage. So once that post comes up, if you want to message us to kind of pencil in your order, we'll get back to you with how to order, etc. after the show. And the plan is to get them shipped off tomorrow. So the post is going to love me. Yeah, they're already packaged up, already ready to go. Yeah.
And this is by the way, the profit for all this stuff, folks, doesn't go to us. Anything we do goes to charity, but we'll make sure that the pot of money is going to something in charity. So we're not making anything out of this. So Tartan Tunes mugs, the very thing.
We're not. No, that makes it sound like we're mugs.
Tartan
Tunes coffee mugs, gin mugs, tea mugs.
It's enough about the mugs. Okay. Enough. Right. Order your mug now. Limited edition until we make more. That sounded like some of Only Fools and Horses. Right. Buy your mugs here. Right. Davie, tell us a wee bit about the gin mug for Cam, right? Tell us a wee bit about your chosen track tonight. It's featuring one of our guests later on, and something we're going to speak about as well in the next 10 minutes.
I won't give too much away because that gives us something to speak about. It is a tune called We're a Case, the Bunch of Us, which, if I remember rightly, was originally written as a jig by the well-known piper Alan MacDonald. And then it kind of got arranged into a waltz time, and it was on Jen, Mary Green's and Anna Massey's album, which would have been a long time ago now. And
you just made her sound like she's 60 or something. Davie.
It's only, I think, maybe 10 years plus now.
Let's get the guests on first before you
insult them. And so this is Jen's got a thing that she did through the past year called Karaoke, which is it's backing tracks subscription, where it's slow version, faster version, so you can actually play along as if it's a proper gig. So I took the attempt yesterday to record one of that tune along with Jen. So here we go.
Obviously, folks, that's one of our guests tonight, the great Jen Butterworth. And later on, the second half of the show, we've got Arthur Coates from Aberdeen, the fiddle player. I'm sure you're going to enjoy his videos as well. So let's hear Davie and Jen Butterworth duetting.
1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3.
Well done.
Try to find the off button.
That was cool though. That done
It's
the
really good.
absolute job. And the thing is, even if you're just wanting to sit at home and have a tune, so much nicer to have some accompaniment, isn't it?
It's really good if you want to learn tunes as well, and kind of learn at a slower speed with accompaniment, and then kind of build up to kind of a more up tempo.
Well, it's good for keeping you in time as well.
Yeah.
Which because it's one of the hard things, isn't it, when we're learning music, is always to keep a steady tempo going. You know?
Yeah, and kind of if you're used to playing in sessions and things like that, it's nice to have an accompaniment and not just be playing a tune for the sake of playing a tune. It's nice and to have a bit of kind of rhythm to it rather than just the melody.
Yeah, I've just been kind of the hoot. I've been the host myself for the last year, and it's.
Yeah.
I'm hoping I haven't forgot how to play in a band.
They just follow you anyway, don't they?
Who knows? Anyway, go on. Since you played that track, you better tell us who our first guest is and bring her on, I would say.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have what can only be described as the accompanist, the one, the only Jen Butterworth from Glasgow.
Hello.
Hi, Jen. She's actually in Las Vegas.
I
Of
am.
course.
Yep.
Yes.
Las Vegas.
I like your Costa del Dundee, that's good.
Peter's not noticed it yet.
Yeah. So far from the truth. Anyway.
Wow.
There we go.
Sunniest place in Scotland, thank you very much. Sunniest place in Scotland.
Oh well, good. I'm glad it is. Jen, how are you doing? It's lovely to see
I'm
you.
very good. Yeah, very good. Thanks for having me on.
Good.
It's nice to see you guys.
It's been a long year and a bit already, and hopefully people are starting to get a wee bit more positive. Hopefully there's stuff on the horizons. Are you seeing any bookings coming in yet? People tentatively doing stuff? Or?
Aye, I've got.
Good.
I think I'm just sort of chasing a cancelled sort of like wave of things, just like maybe 2 months ahead of where I am.
Uh-huh.
But yes, I guess the thing is, it's nice to have stuff in the diary, even if it doesn't quite happen for a wee while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think my
Well,
next
yeah.
thing is July, maybe. I think the first gig that's sort of a TBC. So, yeah.
Right. Because I think the thing was that before it was just a case of everything was cancelled, whereas I think people are now saying, well, maybe try this. So at
Yeah.
least we're kind of getting in the right direction. It's kind of a wee bit more positive. I think I play at a lot of weddings and things. I don't know if we're going to get many of them yet for a while, because people can't dance with each other or anything like that. And
Totally.
a Shetland
yeah.
wedding with no eights and rails is not,
It'd be
not
very
much
bizarre.
scope at all.
Can't really do that sort of with a social distance, can you?
No. But you can only do the hokey cokey so long all night as well.
I figure you can do a Canadian barn dance on your own. That's an
Well,
okay one.
Yeah, you could, and the birdie dance. You can do the birdie dance, but at the bit when you burrow, you would have to just go round your handbag or something, or your spawn or whatever you've got. That's it. So, but never mind. But you've kept busy. You've kept really busy actually in the last year. You've been, and we were in contact quite a bit to begin with the year there, because we were both nominated for the Musician of the Year thing at the Trad Awards, so it was really good. So we were in touch with each other. It was kind of funny that, because everybody knew each other so well that year. It was really funny. We were all just pals. So, but it was great. But your list of awards is amazing. Yours. If you've never seen this, folks, I could highly. The best thing's go onto Jen's website, which is. I'll get Karen to put up for us, but I think I see Grace arrived in the middle of it all here. But there we go. There's Jen's website, and if you go ahead and read Jen's full bio on there, you'll see where it also. What was the kind of first one? What was the first one? Can you remember what the first one was?
I think it's difficult because there's a lot of awards that have been won as members of bands and stuff, But I mean, my first one myself was actually Tutor of the Year at the Trads. A few years ago, and in terms of like the bands, I think it was me and Anna Myriad that I think we won Folk Band of the Year back years ago.
See, I told you years ago. Told you years ago.
Totally.
Okay. You just sneaked out of that one, Hunter, didn't you? That's fine. But so you do a lot. You've been doing a lot of teaching for years as well. Then obviously, if you've been up for tutor of the year,
Yeah,
do
I
you
was
do a
doing,
lot of online stuff or?
Yeah, a fair amount actually. Well, I used to do loads. Like I taught for the Fèis and things years ago, and more recently I've got 2 days a week working at the Conservatoire in Glasgow, so it sort of
Good,
takes up
yeah.
my allocated teaching time. I've got that in Glasgow for the workshop, and I've got a Patreon as well, so I teach guitar on that too. And yeah, it's a
Okay.
lot of online, some Zoom classes, and quite a lot of sort of pre-recorded video stuff. You know, that it's nice that folks can go back and watch the same
Yeah.
video over again now, whereas
Yeah.
before it would have
Yeah, I
been
think
like
that's
throw a
good.
load of information and hope that it goes in. You know, so
Yeah,
I think it's quite nice for that. But I've been trying to teach folk ensemble on Zoom with my conservatoire students, which has been a bit of a challenge, but quite interesting.
Yeah. It's I think it's the delay thing that's killed a lot of people, hasn't it? Just a wee bit, you know, for the
Especially when you
playing
play
together.
tunes. I think if you're
Yeah.
jamming a kind of vibe, it's a bit different. I tried that Jam Kazam. Don't know if you've been on that,
yeah.
but it's sort of an online jamming thing. And I did a wee test once, and I was online with this fiddle player from in England, and we ended up jamming, sitting on the dock of the bay with this guy in America who just had this backing track that he wanted to play with, and it was very
Oh,
bizarre,
fantastic.
but quite funny.
Oh well,
Fair
why
enough.
not? Why not?
Fair enough.
Why not?
Do you fancy giving us? You've got 2 or 3 things you were going to let us hear tonight, and then we can talk about lots of
Aye.
your projects and things. You've got a couple of songs. You've got some tunes.
I do.
What do you fancy giving us first?
Well, I've got something that I've written actually, which is quite unusual
Magic.
for me. I've not written that many songs, but recently I just kind of felt a wee bit more inspired to do it. So this is
Right.
one that I wrote a little while ago and then finished more recently. So it's kind of got two kind of ideas going on. It was about the time that I was working with Songs of Separation, which is like a team of 10 women, and we went to the island of Egg, which was totally stunning, and wrote an album in 7 days, which was crazy.
Yeah.
So, but it's about the feeling of going to Egg and maybe feeling a bit apprehensive to begin with, but then totally opening up to all these amazing musicians and having a great time. And I think that the idea about being isolated and then opening up again is quite relevant just now as well. So it's kind of
Yeah.
double meaning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, here we go
Absolutely.
then. I'll have to turn my
forward to
reverb
hearing
on.
it. Fantastic. Thank you.
A boat in the harbour, one by one we step on board and sail for unfamiliar shores. I'm closed and weary, surrounded by the sea, surrounded by the sea. Lifting my heart out bare on the cold, cold ground, and I could cry the minute we make a sound. And I'm here and I'm willing, surrounded by the sea, surrounded by the sea. Lay your breath upon my bones. Your songs and stories make them whole. Oh, oh, oh. Songs and stories make them whole. Voices around me, breathe in life, breathe in love, breathe in salty air, washing briny tears and heavy lungs. Oh, how I've longed for you. Lay your breath upon my bones. Your songs and stories make them whole. Songs and stories make us whole.
As the separate combine and the strength of us unfolds, digging deeper every hour, tending soil left in souls, tending souls. Lay your breath upon my bones. Your songs and stories make them whole.
Fantastic. Brilliant.
Thanks very much.
You get a round of applause in this show. Cool.
It's quite nice, actually.
You remember that sound?
I know.
It's interesting you're saying though you started that song there and got it finished. I think we're all finding that there's a lot of people get around to getting stuff finished because we've had that wee bit of time to do projects that we've never really got round to and bringing books out and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, a bit of a focus.
Yeah, I suppose one of the hard things has been recording albums in a way, because people aren't just quite up to that yet.
Well, it's just that whole being in the same room as each other. I'm in the band Canara's Quintet, and we were just right on the edge of getting album number 2 sorted when lockdown started, and we just weren't allowed to be in the same space. And I think you can do a reasonable amount of writing online. We've been doing this we all got up to date with the technology, and we all got audio interfaces and stuff, and been learning how to use like audio recording stuff, and which has been wonderful. But you kind of need that reaction. You need to sort of play against each other and test things out and stuff. So it's it's a wee bit tricky, but it's nice now. I mean, at least we're kind of getting to the point where we can rehearse even if we can't play to people just yet. So it's moving on. I think.
I was in the same kind of position. We recorded the Brooks of an album just before the lockdown, and Arthur Nicholson, the guitar player that plays in my band, Arthur had, Arthur as well. You've met
Arthur's awesome, yeah.
Yeah, Arthur recorded it, but he hadn't put the guitar parts on, so it ended up after about 3 months. He said, "I don't know when we're ever going to get this album," so he ended up putting all the guitar parts on in his bedroom. And then we got the album out, and he mixed it and everything, and we got it sent away. So we did manage to.
Quite good at recording from home, like I say, definitely.
Aye, yeah, it's coming in more and more. And Arthur was great. He just went for it and got it all done. And in fact, there was wee surprises because there was things he done slightly different, probably because he was sitting himself that he wouldn't have done when we were there, and which is quite interesting. But I know we feed off each other, but sometimes you don't try things because you play safe. Sometimes because you think somebody's. Yeah. I think this person will like this way rather than thinking I'll try this and see if they like it. But anyway, it was great. Ladies and gentlemen out there, please keep sharing this. This is a wonderful numbers we're getting tonight. Fantastic. Mm-hmm. Really good to see so many people. And Davie Hunter's brewing a really difficult question for Jen here. I can tell.
Not really. No, not today. We could start on karaoke.
Oh,
yeah.
Aye.
Very good point. Very good point.
What came first, Jen? Was it lockdown or karaoke? Was karaoke always something you were looking at, or was it just because of the situation that you seen yourself in?
That is a very good question. Karaoke definitely came because of lockdown, because I felt that if I was stuck at home feeling like I was missing playing with people, then everybody else would probably be in the same boat. And I think as an accompanist, when I'm so used to, I do my own solo stuff, but most of the time I just love playing for other people. And when it started, and it was like, it could be a year, it could be more, we don't know how long it's going to be. What am I going to do for my job when I'm not allowed to physically be in the same space as anybody else? And so it kind of came out of that, and a sort of, maybe a little bit of kind of worry about how things are going to go. But it's just ended up being a really nice focus. I've learnt so much. It's been maybe a little bit
Yeah, I bet.
stressful to like build it. You know, I had a lot
I
of
bet
great
it
help
has.
from a web designer who obviously knows a lot more than me about that stuff. But there's only so far you can go without having to learn
Yeah.
all yourself
So
as well. You know?
for the audience that's out there, that's players and listeners, just tell us how it works. People, they go onto the site for a start, and
Yeah, it's like a subscription platform, and so you get a username, and when you log in, there's a library of tunes, which actually I need to get on the updating because I've got a massive list of ones to record.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a wee block of tunes, different keys, different time signatures, some that fit the border pipes and stuff as well, which is cool. And I've just been trying to do I started off as 5 different tempos, but then I realised that being a musician who plays in Glasgow, which is probably similar to playing in Shetland, the tempos are pretty fast, and in comparison to the general public, you know, I wouldn't say that they're necessarily standard tempos. So I had to. Now I've got 5 tempos, so you can start off really, really steady and get really silly fast as well. So
okay.
But that was fun.
Shame you couldn't just record it once and then get a machine to speed it up.
Aye, well, it'll only go so far. So with the slower tempos, I can do that a little bit, but I have to still record 3 of them. So, and the fast one's
amazing.
quite tricky. I think because you play quite differently when you play
You-
slower,
yeah.
you've kind of got a style, you know. But when you go faster,
Yeah,
I think you really
that's
change
right.
your strumming patterns. So
Well, you get that wee bit of time to put things in, don't you, when it's just a wee bit more laid back rather than a bit more thinking time. I need
Yeah,
lots of
totally.
thinking time, Davey. Lots. I need lots of thinking time. But it's a great idea, so folk can just go on and subscribe. And is there backing for like songs and things as well? It's not just...
not yet,
it's-
no, because I kind of
no.
figured that like tunes are written in a key usually. Apart from like there's a few like
yeah,
Road to
yeah.
Errigy, you know, Adam Sutherland's tune is that's in B major, but loads of people play it in A, so I did it in both. But for most tunes, I've just done them in like the key they were written. But if you're a singer, you kind of want it to be in like every key so it'd suit your voice. So it's maybe a bit more of a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always heard that tune in B right enough. I didn't realise folk had dropped it to A.
Aye, yeah. I think it's in G as well. I think it was recorded in G somewhere too. So it's sort of one of these that you never know what
Lost
you're
a
going to
few
get.
sharps. Just lose that couple of sharps somewhere. That's
I mean, to be
fine.
fair, if I was playing it on the fiddle in B, it wouldn't sound quite right.
I remember when I was very young and we'd go round the accordion and fiddle clubs and things like that when we were young, and there was a man that always used to come and play, and he played everything a semitone out. He played everything on the black notes and things, the black keys, because apparently when he learnt at home it was a gramophone job, and it was out of tune and he played along with it. So Kate Dalrymple in A, he played it in B flat, you know, and stuff like that. The Diss and White Sergeant was in D flat and things. And then he would look round and say, "Who wants to play piano with me?" And everybody would leave the room.
I've got
No
a,
capo.
I've got a similar issue when I'm tuning my bouzouki. When I tune it by ear, I always tune the semitone up. Because I'm used to playing the pipes.
Oh, of course.
And automatically it's B flat rather than A. It's like, oh, can't. Go get the tune to do it properly.
Yeah.
Can't remember one of the Tannahill Weavers pipers. I can't remember what one it was now. If it was Ian McInnes that told me, they were, you know, when they would go these big long drives down an autobahn in Germany or something. The engine and the van sitting at 80 miles an hour the whole time, making the same noise, and then he would get out and try to tune his drones, and it was nearly impossible because all he could hear was the engine noise. He
Yeah.
was trying to.
You get that at the Highland Games when you're doing solos. Never tune near the generator.
Of course, yeah.
Is that me, or
Anyway,
is it the
folks,
generator?
there's something for you to look into, folks. Jump on there and check out the Carrie Folky website. That'd be really good. Jen, what would you like to give us now?
I thought I'd go for something totally different, and this is "Oh Atlanta," and I actually learnt it off an Alison Krauss album. years ago.
Brilliant.
But it's one of my pub favourites, so I thought it'd be quite nice to do.
Fantastic. That'd be superb. Great.
Here we go then. Back to my reverb.
All right.
Okay. Same old place, same old setting. What can I do? I'm falling in love. I'm just an old hound dog roaming around, oh Lord. I got all this in heaven above. Oh, Atlanta, I hear you calling. I'm coming back to you one fine day. No need to worry, there ain't no hurry, 'cause I'm on my way back to Georgia. On my way back to Georgia. I get a feeling in me when I remember all those crazy days and crazy nights. Can't you hear the music playing? You must have heard them saying, we're gonna rip 'em up and light up the night. Oh, Atlanta, I hear you calling. I'm coming back to you one fine day. No need to worry, there ain't no hurry, 'cause I'm on my way back to Georgia. On my way back to Georgia. Same old place, same old city. What can I do? I'm falling in love. I'm just an old hound dog roaming around, oh Lord. I got all this in heaven above. Oh, Atlanta, I hear you calling. I'm coming back to you one fine day. No need to worry, there ain't no hurry, 'cause I'm on my way back to Georgia. On my way back to Georgia. On my way back to Georgia. On my way back to Georgia.
That was cracking. That was brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Fantastic. I find this, how come you end up accompanying so many people? I mean, you're like a frontline star yourself. You know, you can sing, you can play.
Because she's that good.
It's,
I think
yeah,
it's a
but
good question. Like, I think I get quite lonely playing on my own. I did solo gigs when I was younger, and like just sitting backstage
Yeah,
waiting to go
yeah.
on your own is sort of a bit like, oh, I just quite like playing with other people. And I think
I know.
I do. I love I love tunes. You know, I totally love tunes, and I love backing tunes.
Yeah,
So yeah, I
yeah.
think that's why. Probably
So how
why.
did you get into that? How did you kind of get into that folk side of things?
Well, I learned my dad plays the mandolin, and when
Right.
I was a kid, we had like a family band, like the Von Trapps. and like my dad was in the mandolin. My wee brother actually played the guitar before me, and he played the
Right.
baran as well. And I had the fiddle, and my mum plays the flute. So we just we probably have some family arguments, and then go off to the pub and play some tunes and things as well.
Yeah,
But
it does. Where have I
it
gone?
disappeared.
Peter, can you hear me?
No,
It's
what's
really dark
happened to
in
me?
Shetland.
Even in the summer.
I know. Can you
Turn
hear
the
me?
camera. Yeah,
Oh,
there
yeah,
you go.
there you are,
Oh,
you're
you're
back
back.
now.
Oh.
Oh, what happened to me there? Anyway, it's all right. It was all that excitement about the Von Trapp family. Anyway, right. And well, definitely by the line up there when you were talking about flutes and things, it was the Von Trapps, right? And if it wasn't the Jackson 5 or anything like that, with the kind of
Definitely not
line up,
Jackson
that's it.
5. But yeah,
That
so just
was,
used to play. They did loads of sessions and stuff, and played the fiddle. And I think that's why it was so easy to play tunes, like to back tunes on the guitar, because I knew loads of tunes from playing the fiddle anyway. So
Yeah.
So are you standard tuning or drop D or standard tuning?
yeah, standard. I
Yeah.
kind of figured that playing sessions and stuff, you want to change key all the time, so just went for
Aye.
standard.
Yeah. So where did you pick up the experience doing that then? Did you, before pubs obviously you were younger, were you playing accompaniment stuff when you were younger? Did you get a chance to do
Aye,
that
well,
stuff?
kind of like I actually started playing the guitar because I was singing, and I sing loads of pop songs at home. I grew up in a house in the middle of nowhere, so there was a lot of like alone time. I used to lock myself in my bedroom and just like sit and play the guitar, and I think I kind of got into playing like backing tunes, but maybe not a lot. And actually, like when I moved to Glasgow, I was out playing the fiddle in the sessions all the time, and then I'd wait until whoever was playing the guitar in the session like went off for a break, and then I'd get the guitar out and start playing, and I just kind of I was out every night, probably to the detriment of my education, but in terms of my musical education, actually really good. Just spent every night playing tunes in the pub.
Where was it you were from then before you moved to Las Vegas?
Dumfries and Galloway, Vegas.
Was it? Whereabouts?
Yeah, Whithorn, over the kind of west side. My folks are still there. Yeah.
I had a lot of relations from Dumfries and Castle Douglas and Kirkcudbright and all that area. So.
Same here.
And so did you, yeah, that's absolutely right. Yeah. It's funny, small world. But so was it a bit of a shock going to Glasgow then from Dumfries?
Yes, I guess it probably was. Like my mum and dad, like because we went out to the sessions, like the local sessions, because you'd allow, kids were allowed in the pubs because of the kind of hotel bars and stuff. So I'd sort of been out and been around maybe some more interesting characters, I suppose. When I was younger, But when I moved to Glasgow, I actually studied it in Jordan Hill at the applied music course. So we were kind of out, a wee bit more removed from being in the centre of Glasgow. So maybe that was a good thing,
Davie, I hope you were pouring a drink there. That was what we heard there, because. Oh, that's all right. that could have been terrible. Right, but we were speaking about that earlier. You done that the applied music course, and I done that with the UHI after it moved away from Strathclyde. I think Bethany did there as well. Bethany Reid, was Bethany not? Did she not do the applied music one?
I don't know. I wasn't sure if she was at the conservatoire or not. Actually, although I mean, it might have just been at a different time. I was there. I was there with.
Other colours are available.
I don't know. Patsy, I was at uni the same time as Patsy Reid and Gillian Fleetwood and Rachel Hare.
So did you find the bands came about from just all kind of socially meeting in the kind of Glasgow melting pot kind of style thing?
Oh, definitely, yeah. In the Ben Nevis playing tunes a lot of the time, you get to know people and just get to jam, and I think people get to know each other musically through kind of experimenting like that. Yeah. So I think they came about from that, and actually, interestingly, I think that at the time that I was studying, the tune players and the singers, like the leaders, the top line stuff, were coming from the conservatoire, and actually the back line, the accompaniment and the bass and drums and stuff, they were all coming from the applied music course. So it was an interesting kind of mix,
Ah, right, okay. Yeah, it was a kind of.
I've seen some folk are coming from like a jazz background as well now, aren't they? To the trads.
Yeah, there's a lot of crossover, a lot more than there used to be, I think. Now, well, maybe it's a lot easier than it used to be, I suppose, to do. But,
yeah, I think when you look at, we were talking about like the Orkney Festival, Folk Festival, and Shetland Folk Festival, both had to be cancelled for the last couple of years. But when you look at these, they're very international now, and a great diversity in music. Really, to be honest, folk's a big word now. And I really like it, because you might go to a concert and there's 6 acts on, and you get it's that kind of thing, isn't it? If you don't like it doesn't matter, you can like the other 4, so it's really good for watching stuff, and you sometimes get to hear some music you would never ever hear that's really brilliant for that 20 minutes, but it's not what you would listen to for hours and hours and hours, so it's really good. So
we had that a few times with the kind of the battle of the bands thing. We were Celtic rock, like run right Celtic rock, and then we were up against like rock, jazz, and screamer. It's like you never knew what you're going to get, because it's a different audience every time.
Amazing.
Yeah. No, really good fun. So you're involved with so many bands, but is there a kind of mainstay? You mentioned Canaris Quintet. That's one of the bands that's working quite a bit just now.
Yeah, definitely.
But I've seen you. I think one night I saw you. You were playing with. You play with everybody. You're playing with all sorts of people. There was the what's the young fiddler, Ryan?
Ryan
Young, yeah.
Young. I saw you playing with Ryan at Dundee one night, as the Trads as well.
Yeah,
And
totally.
it was
Yeah,
really
he's a great
brilliant.
player. Mhm.
Yeah, brilliant. And then
Yeah.
you played some with Adam Sutherland as well. You said as well. You did a bit of,
Yeah, totally. Me and Adam work in Glasgow quite a lot, and we're good pals as well. I've known each other for a long time, so
Yeah.
it's always good fun. It's nice, I think, when you've played with somebody for such a long time that you can kind of push the boundaries a little bit further, and test each other a bit when you're playing. So yeah.
And then one thing we were talking about when I was asking you earlier, I said, have you got much CDs out for sale, etc. And you said, well, I'm on so many band CDs, and a lot of the awards have been won with bands, etc., etc. Which I'm sure folk can find. If you go onto Jen's website and check out all the bands, you'll find a lot of that stuff on Bandcamp, I would imagine, and various other
Platforms.
online platforms. That's the word I'm after. Thanks, Davie.
You're welcome.
And but there we go, Jen Butterworth. But you did tell me you're kind of working on a solo album.
Yes, I am.
Fantastic.
It's been sort of in the works for quite a long time, but yeah, as you say, Peter, there's been more time since lockdown. It's weird. It's like there's been time, but there's not really been energy. It's especially when you're not really allowed to do the thing that you love doing. So it's taken me quite a long time, but more recently I've been quite enjoying it. So I think because the pressure's been off a little bit more recently, I've sort of been writing a bit more. But I'm collaborating. I've got a cello player, Alice Allen, that I've just sent some tracks to. She's going to have a go at, and it's just a case of letting things take shape. And so I'm usually the person who goes into somebody else's album and helps with the shape of the arrangements and stuff, So it's kind of weird doing it myself and being like, oh, it's quite lonely on my own. So calling a few pals, so it's good.
Brilliant. That's what. So any expected date for that to come along?
No, not an expected date yet. But I mean, I guess it depends. It depends on everybody else's schedules as well.
Well, that's so difficult. But if you can get anything done just now, it's great. Of course, that's
exactly.
Well, that's good. Have you got another track we would like to play?
Yeah, I've got one more live one, and then we've got a wee video.
Oh yeah, that's
so
right.
This is this is one of my attempts at the backing tracks. I was playing I was mucking about with live loops before lockdown, and I did my first solo gig in years in the February before lockdown, and I had a loop station, which is great, but it's quite stressful. And if somebody coughs partway through you doing your first bit of looping, then they're part of the show. So it's quite funny. But so this is kind of I guess it's a reflection of that. But I guess as well, because being an accompanist, I like to shape things, and if you play with a loop station, you've got to be quite cyclic and play kind of the same thing because it's got a loop round. So this is a backing track so that it can have a bit more shape and stuff too.
It's the technology thing, isn't it? It's always that little worry that adapter or that cable or something's not going to work, isn't it?
Oh man, tell me about it.
Remember we had Mick McNeil on the show, the keyboard player with Simple Minds.
Oh yeah.
And I was asking him, did you ever get nervous going out in front of 100,000 people? And he was like, nah. But I did get really nervous that my gear wouldn't work. And it's just the same thing, because he says if you're standing there and suddenly your piano didn't work, you're like, what am I going to do?
Just battering it for the best. I've got the Hamish Napier, Hamish, the piano player. He was. I heard that he was getting really into a gig once, and he was bashing out the piano and just head banging, having a great time. And he bashed his head off the top of the keyboard and turned the sound to harpsichord halfway through.
Oh yeah. New arrangement. Yeah.
Totally.
So,
the shot.
This works.
I heard something similar with somebody, and what happened was the music fell off the stand, and they leant forward to try and catch the music and hit all the buttons, and it turned it into a piccolo or something like that, and it just didn't sound very good,
It's the best thing ever.
Dear me.
Anyway, what's this wee tune that's coming?
Okay, so this is a tune called Jessie's Tune, and it's for Fiona McCaskill out of the Canaris Quintet, and Ali Hutton actually, who I play with as well, had a baby in August last year. It's called Jessie, and then two tunes after that, Leslie's March and AJ's by Ian Lothian as well. So here we go.
Brilliant.
Oh, it's just me.
Cheers.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey.
Fantastic, fantastic.
That's brilliant.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can't say we don't bring you quality on this show. We certainly do. That's amazing. See that second tune? It's amazing, that second tune. I played that with a band I played with up here, Full Scaly Spellman Slag. It was a great big 11-piece thing with Morris Henderson and go.
Oh, amazing.
And Ross Cooper was in that band. Everybody. We had something like 10, oh no, it was 7 fiddlers or something in the back line. It was great fun. But I always thought that tune was a modern tune because it sounds modern. It does sound modern. I found it about a fortnight ago just by pure chance in an old pipe book. I found in a really like 100-year-old pipe book job, and it's there. And that really, I thought it was some exotic thing for Denmark or something like that, and it wasn't.
It's amazing. It's one of these
So,
tunes
there
that
we
never
go.
gets old as well. There's some that come in cycles, you know,
Oh.
and they're like really popular, and then you
Yeah.
get tired of them, and then you have to leave them for a bit and come back. But that one just seems to just always be there, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nah, fabulous playing, fabulous playing. So, projects, any projects coming up? Apart from the album.
What have I got
Apart from the album.
coming up? Yeah, apart from the album. Well, album number 2 with Canars Quintet is,
Okay, yeah.
we're booked in the studio, so it has to happen.
Magic,
So
yeah.
yeah, so that's coming up. And actually, I'm playing Perth Festival with Ross Ainsley and Ali Hutton and a bunch of really, really great people. Actually, really, really soon in the next couple of weeks, we're going up to start working on it. So that's probably going to be happening at the end of May, I think. So keep an eye out for Perth Festival as well.
Fantastic. So is that a kind of socially distanced event or something? How's that working?
I think it's going to be. It's just a pre-record sort of thing. So
All right, okay,
there's quite
okay,
a few of
but
us in the
online.
band, so I think it's still going to have to be distanced, even with us working on that. But
yeah.
yeah, so it's an online
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, there's money in monitors just now, you know. There's definitely money in monitors.
Honestly, I miss subs. Like in Canars Quintet, I play a stomp box and I use an octave pedal, and
Yeah.
we played a gig up in the toll booth in Stirling recently, and they had subs and they switched them on, and I was like, thank you. They actually hear what I'm playing, you know. I think that's something that I don't know if people realise that they miss yet, but the first time you go into a big hall and you've got subs, it's
Yeah.
just going to feel amazing. It's just
Well, that's
gonna
it.
be
You
so
feel
good.
the ground moving, don't you? It actually does move, even though you're not
Yeah.
realising it, kind of style thing. So
I've got a pal who's got a PA company actually, and he was saying that he can set the subs up in his yard, and you can come and just stand there if you feel like you need some therapy. But yeah,
yeah, that's it. There's maybe money in that.
I know.
There's maybe money in that. The
My monitors subs.
subcontracting subs. Yeah, that's good.
Subtherapy.
Well, that's. But yeah, it's been. So tell me about the conservatoire. You mentioned that earlier. You do a couple of days a week in there. What is it you do in the conservatoire?
That's a good question. I've got a kind of sort of general job title. I teach guitar and I teach an ensemble, but I oversee the public gigs as well. So I take some students to Celtic Colours each year, and we do a show at Celtic Connections, and I just kind of run about
God,
organising.
what a horrible job to
I
have.
know, it's such a nightmare, isn't
Going
it?
to Celtic Colours.
But they're a lovely
Yeah.
bunch as well. It's actually it's kept me going at times through lockdown, just tuning in,
Yeah.
you know, on a Friday, teaching them and seeing them all, and it's been hard, I think, for the students. So
Yeah.
it's been nice.
Must
to
be
see them.
really, really nice as well, though, because the thing is that the standard of musicianship, you've probably noticed year on year, it just seems to be getting higher and higher.
Yeah, it's
So
totally
it's
amazing.
scary, isn't it? What some of the youngsters coming through are like, you're like, what? Where's this coming from? When does this stop? But it's kind of like people breaking records and running races. It just doesn't seem to stop. There's always somebody pips somebody a wee bit more. And so it must be quite a
it's a lot of
pleasure
pressure.
playing with her. Yeah.
Oh, it's so nice being there and seeing them. But yeah, I think in comparison to when I was at uni, I think there's a lot more pressure.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah. There wasn't much pressure when I was at my course, because keeping me awake was probably the hardest thing to do.
Are you trying to say you didn't enjoy it, Peter?
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. No, I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it at all. But when you were, I done it full time online while I was working and with the children at the same time and everything, and so there was a lot going on.
Yeah.
So
it's quite
sometimes
fun.
at 1 o'clock in the morning when you're sitting watching something about Norwegians have an instrument, Vikings having instruments that they brought with them, or did they not, or something. It's a bit gripping sometimes. But, no, great. So, anyway, listen, Jen, it's been fantastic having you on. It's been so nice that you've came on, and it's been a pleasure having you on. It's been great. But we've got one more wee track before we go, haven't we?
Yeah.
This is a wee video we're going to see. Is this now? Who's this with? This is with Adam.
This is with Adam Sutherland. Yeah. We did some recording like right before lockdown started. We were like, right, okay, let's get together and play some tunes. So this is from then.
No, I don't think Adam's been in this show yet, even as part of another band or anything. So that's fantastic. We're debuting Adam as well. We'll have to get him on sometime because he's an amazing player.
He's so good. He writes great tunes. He's been doing loads of writing.
Oh yeah, gee whiz, yeah, he's just got some crackers. Anyway, let's have a wee listen to this, chicks. That's brilliant. Yeah. So good. So good.
To quote another guitarist, that just had groove.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
But it's two people just so enjoying what they're doing. You know?
That's the thing, just winding each other up a bit.
Yeah, and I think, but I think every time I've seen you playing live, Jen, that's what you like. You just go to stage and it's a switch and away you go, and you're off.
Yeah, it's good fun.
So it's
That's the
fantastic.
thing.
Listen, it's been so nice having you on tonight. It's been really great. Thank you for giving up your time to come on a Sunday night. Folks, remember to check out Jen's projects, the Karaoke project. There's lots of people messaging in here saying how fantastic and excellent and so much enjoyment from it.
Oh, cheers.
And also Jen's other website. Remember, you don't have to rush for pencils here. This is all recorded and it'll be out again. So, but you pop on to Jen Butterworth as well, and you'll come across all the amazing awards and all the people she's played with. We wouldn't have enough time to mention them all tonight, I don't think.
I've got a list here if you want them.
Yeah, but
There are lots of them.
yeah, lots of them. Listen, Jen, thanks very much.
been great.
Hope you get back to gigging out, and hopefully we'll catch you in the scene somewhere before long again. And take care of yourself anyway, and hopefully we'll get back to normal. And just thank you so much. Brilliant. Excellent. You take care. See you soon. Bye. Oh, gee whiz, what a musician.
Just realised something, Peter.
What?
We forgot to announce the winner of the tune competition.
No, I said we were going to do it now.
Oh, did we?
At
I
the
missed it.
beginning.
Was I there?
Yeah, it's just Jen's performance has
I
just
know.
messed up your mind
That's
completely.
what it is.
That's all it is. It's scrambled the grey matter.
It's maybe you want to go to a session again.
I know, absolutely. And when you hear that stuff and hear her playing, what a brilliant player, brilliant musician. Right, listen, yeah, you wrote that wee tune.
I did.
Have we got the wee tune? Well, we play it to the folk first.
No.
No?
Karen,
Why
thoughts?
no? Yeah, let's
Nah,
play it.
Go for it. And then we can announce
Here's the wee tune.
after it.
We were running a wee competition for somebody to name Davie's tune. This wee tune's full of lovely spaces and things for orchestration, and I love the sustained notes and this and the tied notes and things. I'm going to write an arrangement myself. You might not like
good.
it,
Oh.
but we'll do that. And then after we've announced this, we're going to get a young man on, Arthur Coates, who's an incredible fiddle player. You ain't going to be disappointed. So here's Davie's tune. There we go, smashing wee 4/4 marks there that Davie's written, that we asked for folk to name. There was a wee competition. Whoever wins it will get your details, and you can private message them to Tartan Tunes, or email Tartan Tunes, and you will receive the tune, signed by David Hunter.
And framed.
And framed. Oh, my
framed.
goodness.
I'll handwrite it out again, and then frame it, sign it.
Well, we can't actually believe how many entrants there was, because it was just fantastic that so many people were paying attention. But there was one that stuck out that was kind of different from all the rest. And we were all quite agreed on it.
Yeah.
So it's your tune, so are you going to tell the people out there who's got it?
Well, let's make it easier. Could you push the button?
Oh,
Breaking in the brogues.
breaking in the brogues. I love it. Because I think of my Gilly brogues whenever I bought a new pair and went to a competition. You always say it when you come home.
So,
Right.
if I remember rightly, that was Alan Munro that suggested that.
Oh, fantastic.
From the
Well,
right.
there you go,
So-
Alan. Alan, if you get in touch with us, drop us a wee email and your address, and we'll get that in the post to you. Then I think we're going to have a wee competition for a mug as well, aren't we?
Are we?
Yeah, one of the mugs was going in the competition.
Okay.
What was your question? What was your question you were going to ask people tonight? And we'll draw a lucky
Oh, that
mug.
question! Is that the question we discussed
Yeah.
earlier?
Yeah,
Ah. You tell it.
I kind of mind, because you
Oh, is
came
that
up
one?
with.
That one, it's the one that, if you could, what would it be?
Yeah,
Yeah. Is there an instrument that you wish you'd learnt? Yeah,
Yeah.
essentially it. Is there an instrument you wish you'd learnt, or want to learn, or etc. etc.
and we shall pick a name, whoever fires in. That's quite an easy question. But we'll send away one mug. Remember, we've got the mugs for sale now, folks. Anybody who'd like one, message us. Davie will get them into the post to tomorrow. We've got a very limited stock of about 20, I think. So that's about it. So first 20 goes. That'd be great. So if you want a wee Tartan Tunes mug for your tea.
Or coffee. Or gin.
And congratulations, Alan. That's fantastic. There's Vi. Vi Todd said the right thing already, you see. There we go. Oh, look at them. Look at them coming in. Yeah, it's magic.
What you don't realise, Peter, is they wish they'd learnt the accordion because they learnt a proper instrument first.
Yeah. Listen, young man waiting backstage here, and I can't wait for him to come on. I've heard this young man in music from Scotland that I've done a few broadcasts on myself. And it was also Martin McLeod said to me one night from Tunes in the House, Martin, the kind of brainchild behind Tunes in the House up in Pitlochry, he said, "Have you seen this Arthur Coates guy?" And I said, "Yeah, I caught him the other night." I said, "He's pretty." He says, "I think we'll have to get him on the show sometime." And I said, I totally agree. So I got in touch with Arthur, and he's agreed to come on tonight. So I think we'll just bring him on.
Yep.
Good evening, Arthur. How are you doing? Hello, sir. How are you doing?
Mute. There we go. Hello, guys. Davie and Peter.
How are you getting on?
I'm
How are you doing?
I'm really well. Thank you. Yeah, great.
Brilliant. Arthur, you're in Inch Vegas. Everybody's in Vegas tonight, and Costa del Sol, and what's
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
Are you from Inch Aberdeenshire? Is that where you're from originally? You brought up that area?
Yeah, I'm from there. I brought up since I was no days old.
Yeah, brilliant. I noticed in the wee bio you sent us that one of your big influences was Shetland fiddle music, and of course I'm up in Shetland here. So how did that come about?
So I knew you were gonna pull me up on that straight away.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's quite an interesting story. So I did my homework for you. So
Brilliant.
You asked for it, you know. So
Yeah.
my parents were from, or they lived in Shetland for a long time before they moved here. They moved here
Right.
3 or 4 years before I was born.
Okay.
And I was just talking to my dad, and I said, I'm doing this podcast with Peter Wood, you know him? And he goes, yeah, I went to his house in Mossbank once to buy something. He wasn't sure what it was, but he knew it was in the 90s sometime. And
That's a different Peter Wood.
Oh.
it's a different
is-
Peter Wood.
Yeah, there is
Is
two of us. I'm in Sandwick, and
Okay.
the only reason I know there's another Peter Wood is because I got his Christmas cards one year. That was the only reason I knew.
Well,
And he's-
thank you very much. You've made me look like a massive idiot already.
No problem. It was a great story though. Great story. So Anyway, back to the settling fiddle music. So your folks were up here, so that's where they heard a lot of the music.
Yeah. So I can remember being 4 or 5 years old, and trying to sleep, but downstairs it was like, with the fjords, put the scary, and I didn't get to sleep because of it, and it really stuck.
Wow. So, listen, I think, because the night going on, I think we're going to cram in as much as we can just now. So I think we're going to have a video first. Hear some playing to let the folk ken what you're up, because we've got so much to talk about. It's going to be great fun. And I'm sure you've got a few stories up your sleeve about people that you thought were me somewhere.
Yeah, I thought I did, yeah.
Do you know something? That also happened to me once. I was playing in Denmark at this concert, and this kind of 3 rough-looking guys turned up looking for Peter Wood, and who's Peter Wood? And I kind of went, me. And he's, did you used to work on the ferry that went back and forward to Newcastle? And, no, thankfully not. I don't know what it had. And it had something to do with their sister or something, but it was nothing to do with me.
Deniability.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, what are we having first, Arthur? What's the first one we're having here?
So I think it's Swinging in the 80s.
Right, so tell us a wee bit about that one. What's that one about then?
So it comes from a great fiddler who's really popular in Shetland. I called Graham Townsend. He was from Ontario, Canada, and he was really great. He passed away really young, unfortunately. But I tried to interpret this one a little bit, so that's it.
I actually saw Graham playing up here one night, and it was amazing. It was quite a tragic story, the end of the family and things, but it was really sad that he died so young. But he was an awesome player. So anyway, let's hear you doing it. It's good. Brilliant, Arthur. Really, really good, man.
Thank you.
Fabulous. Who's accompanying you there? Is that yourself?
That's me. Yeah, that's me as well. I'm just done.
Oh, well done. Ah, brilliant. Now, there was
one
somebody
of the
put in...
other videos you will see me, though, that I do.
Right, okay. Because there was a lady, and she was on earlier, Vi Todd, and she actually sent me a personal message through the week, and she said, see, when you've got Arthur on, can we see his feet at some point? Because I'd love to see what he does with his feet. Now, I think one of the videos, we've got one of the videos that's coming up, so don't be disappointed, Vi, you are going to see the feet. So it's no problem. How did you get into that in Aberdeenshire? Tapping and playing.
It's kind of weird story, but I started when I was so my granddad was from Sidmouth, or really near Sidmouth in Devon, and so my mom would go there when she was a child. She'd go to the festival. So when I was small, they took me every year, and maybe I was 12 or 13, and I saw the band Le Vent du Nord, and they're probably the biggest exponent of the feet in the UK when they come over. And so I went home and I watched some videos, and then I learned the feet after that, and then I did it.
So
ever
you just taught yourself the feet then?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not super complicated. It's actually like in Quebec, everyone will in a house party or something, everyone will do like a singer or something. It's very easy. It's just a little bit more to take it with a fiddle, I'd say.
Right, absolutely brilliant. So you started very, very young. You were surrounded by trad music. What did I read? 7 years old, first fiddle lessons?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it was kind of like an ultimatum, fiddle or guitar. And then I took guitar.
Oh. Okay.
As long as it's not fiddle or accordion.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or banjo. Whoa.
I get a rough time on this show with the accordion, you know that. I really do.
It's your own fault.
You made your choice. You made your choice long time ago.
Yeah, I play the pipes as well, and my wee boy hates them. So what can you do? What can you do? So anyway, you went to Aberdeen School of Music after. Yeah. Was it classical violin you learned, or was it fiddle to begin with? What would you say?
No, it was fiddle. So they have they're obviously not the main traditional music school. Yeah. So my teacher was, for a lot of it, Johnny Hardy from the All Blind Dogs.
Oh yeah, right, okay. Yeah. So good players on there helping you out then. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Johnny's a great composer as well. Composed a lot of great stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Really, really good tunes.
It was kind of, when I started with him, I heard he was going to be the teacher, and he'd already been like a really idol for me, so it was really amazing for 12-year-old me, or whatever it was.
Yeah. No, brilliant. Because, Old Blind Dogs was one of the big touring bands for years and years. They just played away, and it was fantastic.
They still are.
Yeah, still are playing. Yeah. A couple of lineup changes, but they're still playing. And yourself, you went to Aberdeen School of Music then. Was that there that Johnny was at the Aberdeen School of Music?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. And then you left to do sound engineering, did you? Or sound or something?
Well, yeah, I did that for not too long though. I have tried of that course quite fast.
Okay.
And I didn't finish, but I'm kind of glad of that. But
well, you were wanting to be the performer. You wanted to be on the other side of the mic. You weren't wanting to sit and do it that way. So, what were you doing? Quite a lot of live playing in Aberdeen area, or all over by that time?
Not really. So where it started for me was I was with a couple of bands when I was still at school, and then we would play. Maybe a couple of weekends a year, we'd go up to Inverness and play some pub shows, which was great. And then when I dropped out of college, that doesn't sound great to say, but I have gone, and I decided right now is the time to go and just try and do as much as I can. And then over that summer, which was like a couple of years ago, maybe 2 years ago or 3 years ago, something like that, and I've just got everything I can from gigs, you know.
Yeah. So have you been doing a lot of travelling, or is it a lot up in the northeast area, or?
Yeah, it's mainly musicians know how it goes, you know, that my bread and butter was Inverness, and I was playing, you know, some days it was 3 or 4 days a week there, and then in the summer I took a couple of weeks and I would go to England with another guitar player friend, and we did shows kind of all over the place.
Right. Brilliant. Let's have another track. What are we going for? Oh, over there.
So this one I think is
No,
oh,
you're still there. Yeah, you're still here. Yeah.
Yeah, we're still here. Yep.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be a set of reels. The first one is called the Reel de Téléphone, which the telephone reel, and then the second one is the blue hat reel, and then I don't remember the name of the last one, but that's it. And you're going to see the feet. This one.
Two out of 3 ain't bad. Get that, Davie? 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
Arthur, bro, let's go. Here's the feet. Here comes the feet. Woohoo! That is fantastic, man. That is just pure energy. It's fantastic. I love the arrangements as well. You've got some real nice chord arrangements going on there and things as well. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it was kind of, it's not a great advertisement for my recording. There's one of the guitar mics is way out of phase and it sounds really bad, but it worked.
Hey, listen. Oh, there's Vi Todd. Vi Todd's seen your feet at last. She's delighted. Vi's, she's maybe got a wee foot fetish going on there or something. She's seen your feet at last. There we go. There you go, Vi. No, well, there we go. Listen, that's fantastic. You've obviously been really influenced by the Canadian stuff as well, then.
Well, I mean, it's pretty much all I'm playing now. I don't play Scottish music. I play a little bit of Shetland music sometimes, but it's really Quebec music is what I'm playing.
Yeah. And it's still a real. Have you been over there? Have you been over to Cape Breton and Nova Scotia?
Not yet. Not yet.
Well, I think it won't be long before you're there. To be honest.
I hope so. Yeah.
I think you're just. It's going to be like going to heaven when you end up in amongst that lot over there. It's just. We had a chap called Calvin Vollrath on the show there not long ago as well. Calvin's a fantastic player and composer as well, but we've had quite a few folk. We've got Richard Wood coming on in a wee while as well. Richard's a good player as well. So you beat him on. So you got there first.
No, Calvin is he's one of my heroes, and Richard he's just amazing player as well. I love him to do that.
They're great musicians. They've all and everybody can. Have you been up in Shetland yet? Because I don't think I've seen you in Shetland, but
lots of times. I only went to the folk festival once, 3 years ago, I think. 2018 was there.
Right. Yeah. Brilliant. We'll have to get you up your own level. Well, possibly, but it was. He's only a boat journey away. This guy ain't far away, you know. It's brilliant. But that's it's absolutely amazing playing. And then you've set up your own studio since kind of lockdown started as well.
Yeah, well, it was kind of a project that started 2 years ago, and it was just finished at the start of lockdown. So it's been a great resource during the lockdown, but it's really my sanctuary.
And are you going to record other people as well and things like that? That's the aim, is it?
Yeah,
to get folk in.
When we can do that, it's pretty small. It's just 2 rooms, and it's really ideal for duos.
Yeah, but that's good because a lot of big places, it's a lot of money to hire a really, really big studio, and if you are just a duo, that's maybe what somebody wants, just a smaller venue to go and do their work in, And I must compliment you, and I think I saw the other night, you done a show on music from Scotland, and Adam, that runs Music from Scotland, Adam was on earlier on, we were speaking about it the other day, you got about 260,000 views or something. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's the first one. The first one I did, it seems to get worse and worse, but
all right. Dash. Dash 260,000's pretty bad,
no. I mean, the first one I did was it's even more. It's something like I remember I was with him a few days ago, and he it's more than that. It's some crazy amount of.
That's incredible, though. When you think for the kind of music, traditional music, and it just shows you how popular that is. When you're hitting the 250,000 to 500,000 people listening to a set of tunes, that's just absolutely phenomenal. So, did you get into a few groups as well? Have you joined up with groups as well, or?
So the years I not really. I was in a band called the Rowies. They were like it was a band playing traditional songs from around here, and I was the guitar player. And then I was in a band called Tulhon, which was I was the fiddle player and the foot tapper, and it was an accordion, and piano and fiddle and percussion, and then but those projects have ended 2 years ago or so, a bit more than that. And now I've been without a band for a couple of years until tonight. It's funny.
Oh.
It's a coincidence. There's a new band I'm in which has its premiere online concert tonight.
No.
Really? Another exclusive. Another exclusive for Tartan Tunes. Yes, we love the exclusives. That's great. When's the concert on?
So the concert is with a festival called Festival International de Louisiane, which is in Louisiana in America, and it's with the band is called the Cross Fiddlers Collective. So we got a fiddler, we got me, we got a fiddler from England, Owen Spafford, we got Gab Four from Brittany and France, and for this concert we got Alex Ostrop, who's a fiddler from Manitoba, Canada.
Oh, fantastic! Great stuff. So is that going to be recorded to share online or anything like that? Or?
Yeah, so it's on the festival's Facebook page.
Okay,
Of
brilliant.
course,
Yeah, we'll maybe
we're
have
all
to
over
try
the
and find.
place.
You can maybe send us a link to that or something like that, and we'll post it up as well to your show. That would be good.
Yeah,
And
that'd
we'll
be
get
great.
that up. That would be brilliant. Oh,
Sounds like fun.
fantastic! Yeah. Oh, I love the exclusives we get in here. It's just magic.
It's almost weekly
That's
now.
Yeah, this is big time now. We're up there. We're up there with GMTV and all that now. It's not.
Oh, there you go. Links
there,
on our page
we
now.
got the links on our page already.
Wow.
So there you go, folks. You can go and look at Arthur and that new setup. What did you call the band?
Across Fiddlers Collective.
Brilliant, fantastic. Sounds very posh, actually. Sounds quite posh.
Well,
For a bunch of-
that's what we were
for a-
going for.
Yeah, for a bunch of fiddlers, that's not too bad at all. That's quite good. That's all right. Right, let's have another tune. What are we going for?
So we're gonna have this kind of tune is a different one. It's called a Valsklok, which is it's like a waltz but for a step dancer. So it's a little bit faster, a little bit more crunchy.
Okay,
of them.
because that's really interesting then. So a 3/4 like step dancing, because you tend to think of step dancing always just been reels and jigs and things, don't you? And then
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
it was like I found a tango book once, and there was some tangos written in like 6/8 and things, and you always think of a tango being a dump 4/4 type thing. It's not.
Exactly.
It's all right,
Yeah,
Davey.
it's kind of
I read some
unusual.
strange. I read strange things, Davey. Don't worry. Tango.
Is that to get you to sleep at night?
Do you know what the national dance of Finland is? A tango. That's the most popular dance in Finland. How did that happen? I don't know how that happened. I can understand it being Uruguay or Brazil or something, or whatever, Argentina, but Finland, there you go. Anyway, here we go with it. 3/4 clog, did you say?
Yeah, a waltz club. Yeah.
Waltz clog. Right. Yeah, wonderful.
It was great.
Yeah, you would be fairly nipping round the floor doing a St Bernard's waltz to that one right now. Yeah, really interesting. I've never heard that before.
That's one for the end of the night, Peter, isn't it? Like, get everyone off the dance floor. Right, last dance, let's go.
Yeah, that's it. Here we go. Go home.
It's the 3-point maximum for the dancers.
Yeah, absolutely. So did you say were your folks musical as well then, Arthur? They said there was always music at home, or?
Yeah. So they were in the North Maven and Accordion Club.
Ah, right.
So
okay.
Whenever I play something that my dad recognizes and he'll say, "Oh, that's a North Maven tune," and I go, "No, it isn't." you think so much of it that it came from there.
There was once I saw an Irish band coming over here playing at the folk festival, and they were up in Cullivo, up in the island, and they blast into. Here's a set of Irish polkas, and you know how they've got about 20 names for every tune in Ireland, you know, but he said, and there's this one called Sligo polka or something like that, but they actually bashed into one of Willie Hunter's reels called Ray's Classic, but just played it a lot faster like an Irish polka, and it worked. But of course they got hauled up big time for saying it was an Irish polka when it was Willie Hunter, one of the greatest Shetland fiddle players ever, composition. So it was quite amusing. Yeah. But no, it's great. So what year did your folks move away then? I moved here in '96 because I'm wondering.
Okay, so they were here. They moved in winter of '98.
All right, so they must have been here for a couple of years then when we were all here. I must have seen them with the North Maven because I was at every accordion fiddle festival and they used to play at that all the time as well. So they're still on the go. North Maven.
Yeah, they were good friends of David Hall. He would have before you moved there, actually. Yeah.
He did, but I play some of his tunes already. David wrote some really nice tunes. In fact, I've recorded a couple of David's tunes over the years. They're really nice tunes.
One of them
so what are you planning?
The Fiddle Collective tonight.
Really? Is that right?
Plug.
Oh,
yeah,
fantastic!
We're gonna do one.
Oh gosh, his family will be absolutely pleased to bits. I used to play one called Doon the Gate, and there was what's the other one? I can't remember, but I'll have to look them up again. But they're really good tunes. Tag and Burn. I used to play Tag and Burn. That was a jig as well. Nice stuff. Do you compose yourself? Do you ever compose? Do you put pen to paper? Or?
It's one of those things everyone's saying. With the lockdown, they go, "Oh, I bet you've been writing loads," and it's, I write when it comes to me. I've maybe written one tune last year. Before, when I did the album a few years ago, I wrote lots of stuff for that, and maybe. Okay. So you know how it's like. Sometimes they just come out, and sometimes it's nothing. Yeah,
absolutely. But I was going to ask you about that album. Can folks still get that album?
Yeah, it's still available. You can download it from Amazon, or you can get a physical one direct from me through the website.
Okay, so
we made it
ArthurCoates.com.
Right there.
That's the right one. There we go. Yeah, you've got it. And then, but it's on Amazon as well. Did you say? Folk can get it for Amazon as well.
To download, and So it's like 2 years old. It's just me. There's no one else. Didn't want to give them a bad name. And
I don't think you'd have done that somewhere.
Yeah. You didn't hear the album yet.
No, it'll be great. But I'm sure, listen, there'll be a lot of people out there that's loving this music that'll be interested to know you've got an album out. And any plans then to do another album soon or anything there?
Yeah, so it would have been probably released quite soon, but I decided, with the lockdown, everyone is making albums right now. I don't want it to be another album which I spew out. I want to put some time with it. And,
good. Yeah. It's difficult, and once you get that, you can pick who you want to play with and all that kind of stuff a wee bit better again, and just build it up. So what kind of material are we looking at in that? Hopefully, are we looking at that style?
Yeah, so it's gonna be there's kind of a theme with my albums. That the first one, the theme was me. It's really, like I said, it's just me playing, and it's really just fiddle and guitar and footwork and a few songs.
Yeah.
But the next album is me with everyone. All music friends and having a good, just playing all those ones who have a good rapport. That's gonna be the point of the next album.
Because I forget you sing as well, don't you?
I had a good chat, maybe 3 or 4 with me, and he said I was talking about my thing. The next year I'm not with a band anymore, so it's just going to be me. And he says, he used expletive, which I'm not gonna do for it's probably the kids are watching or something. But he said you gotta have some songs, otherwise everyone's gonna get bored. So I took that.
Okay.
Fair point.
Brilliant.
Fair point.
Magic, fantastic. Right, before, so folks, check out, you can still go on to Amazon and buy Arthur's album, and I think I'll be doing that for sure. It's a cracking album, and I'm sure it'll be brilliant. I love that style of music. What are we having as a last track tonight, Arthur?
So
we'll still see you before we come back. But.
Yeah, of course. So it's going to be a good set. This one is the most recent video. By the way, these videos were filmed about 6 months ago, apart from this one, which is 4 months ago. And it's 3 reels. The first one is called Trip to Durrow. It's Irish reel. And then the second one is Le Reel de Love Shack. A great name for a tune. And
I don't get fiddlers and love shacks together. But Davie came away with a joke about that before. What was it you said?
I can't remember now.
No, I can't remember.
Of course, yeah.
Must have been good.
And then the last one is called the Reel de Gaucher, which the left-handed reel.
All right,
that's it.
brilliant.
And off you go.
Sounds good to me. Let's hear it. It's brilliant. fantastic.
Right.
Absolutely brilliant. Just when we thought there was no ends to your talents, and then you slip a piano in as well. Gee whiz. Fantastic. Arthur, this has been brilliant. This has been really so good getting to hear all your stuff like this. And somebody put up on the screen there, did you play at the Clickerman Centre about 3 or 4 years ago?
Definitely not.
No.
No,
No, that's not me.
that's not the Shetland one.
Yes.
No, Clickerman Centre's the big venue in Shetland. No, you weren't there?
I know. Yeah, I've been in the.
Yeah.
Been to the concert, but I've not been on the stage. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you will be before very long, that's for sure. It's absolutely brilliant. This has been a fantastic night. Folks, remember, if you'd like Arthur's album, pop on to Amazon. Somebody had put on there that they've found it already, so that's brilliant. So that's really good. Focus is the album, and they put on that they found it, so that's brilliant. There we go. So there we go. Or you can get in touch with Arthur himself. Fantastic. You will keep us in touch, hopefully with new albums coming out and things like that. Just drop us an email, and we'll stick it onto our sites, etc. for you, because that's just been absolutely brilliant tonight. Thanks for giving up your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh no, thank you so much for coming on.
Be a pleasure. Be a pleasure with you.
But absolutely beautiful music. Well done, that man, and stay safe and continued success to you. More power to the elbow and all that. Yeah. Take care, man. Thanks, Arthur. Thanks. Wow, what a musician.
I noticed a peak of views about 10-15 minutes ago. That'll be the all the St Johnstone supporters finishing after the Rangers game.
What?
Oh
well.
Have you seen that last goal? Oofed.
No, you're not. You better not waste it in case somebody's watching.
That's
it
what I'm saying. If you see that last goal, oofed.
Yeah,
Anyway,
don't say who scored it in case somebody's watching the highlights later on or something. Listen, that's been an utterly fantastic night. Arthur Coates there, fiddle, piano, tapping, guitar. We've not heard him singing yet. We'll have to get him back on some night so he can sing as well. That'll be brilliant. And one thing you didn't see, folks, we can see a screen when the videos are on, and Arthur was actually sitting playing the fiddle along with himself as well. He's never stopped and say he was a 5-piece for a wee while there. Absolutely brilliant. Been great night.
Great.
Jen Butterworth, total class at the beginning of the night as well. Absolute class. Folks, it's been a pleasure presenting this tonight with all these nice folks. And congratulations to Alan Monroe on the tune, winning the
title.
tune.
Yeah.
And we'll sort that out. And I'm about to ask Karen to text me through a name for the mug. Could you text me through something, Karen? Who's won that mug? That would be absolutely wonderful, and we'll find out who's won the mug.
I can see Karen panicking.
It's alright, I'll just get us sorted. It's alright, we'll get a mug away somewhere. If we don't hear from you, we'll get in touch with you folks. Because sometimes we have to go back and look through all these comments. I think I've just put her on the absolute panic button here. I have actually. She loves me. She just sent me. I think she just blew me a kiss there.
Aye. More like blowing
maybe
your
not.
fist.
But anyway, listen, it was absolutely brilliant. There's Ernie Curry feeding free on as well. So it's all right. If we haven't got a winner tonight, we can announce it on Wednesday night. Don't no panic, no panic.
See, Ernie fiddle. See.
Ernie wanted the fiddle, aye, yeah. And there we go.
It's amazing how you kind of move on through life, and you kind of wish that you'd picked up an instrument earlier.
Yeah.
I'm the same. I wish I'd learned piano when I was younger, but
yeah. My wee girl Grace wants to learn saxophone because she wants to be an astronaut and she wants to land on Mars and be the first person to ever play the saxophone on Mars. So
it's definitely something to reach for.
So it's really really cool. So yeah, you can go back and get the start later on, Ernie. That's no bother at all. That's brilliant.
It's very rare. It's very rare that I watch back the shows myself, but I actually think I'll be watching this one again just to see Jen's performances again. Just
Yeah,
phenomenal.
both
Yeah.
both of them fantastic,
Yeah.
fantastic musicians.
Mhm.
Very, very, very good. It's yeah, just brilliant night. Fair enjoyed it. So anyway, what's that say?
Well done, Willie. As a
Ah,
piper,
good.
I wish I'd learned the pipes.
What we'll do, folks, is we'll announce a winner for the mug
Wednesday.
on Wednesday night. Yeah, that
Wednesday.
makes it a lot easier because we'll go back and check who's all entered.
Mhm.
But congratulations to Alan on the tune.
Yep.
Breaking in the Brogues. Great name for a tune.
And remember, you
Anyway.
can still order your own a mug as well if you message us at
Oh, yeah.
page. We'll get that sorted for
Get
you.
your mugs,
Yep.
get your Tartan Tunes mugs. And they're good quality. They're really good quality mugs.
Microwave
I've had them.
dishwasher.
I've had them. I've had them through the dishwasher quite a few times already. No problems at all. So that's great. And you can put whatever you want in them. Vipto or whatever.
So you back to work tomorrow, Peter?
Yeah, remote tomorrow. Yeah.
Remote tomorrow. I am going
Yeah, some of
to.
it.
I'm going to Perth to
Oh.
Shilling and Fitz Taylors to get my tartan hose sorted out because they're opening for the first time since
Ah.
end of last year. So they've moved to Perth now, so they're good. Looking forward
Is
to that.
this new tartan hose for the
New
wedding?
tartan hose for the wedding, yeah. Full tartan hose.
What date is your wedding now, Davey?
It's the 10th of July now. It should have been yesterday.
Should have been yesterday, shouldn't it?
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
but now it's the 10th of July. It'll fly in. It won't be long. We'll be watching for you.
76 days to go.
Oh boy, there you go. That's dedication. Anyway, listen,
Does
thanks
that-
very much, folks. Remember, join us on Wednesday night at 8:30, and we'll tell you who our guests are for next week. We've got 2 cracking guests for you next week, actually, 2 stars. So it's going to be awfully good night next week again. So thanks to Arthur, thanks to Jen, thanks to Davey Hunter.
Thanks to Peter Wood.
Brilliant. Good night, folks. Oh, thanks to Cam. Thanks to Cam.
That's good, yeah. Oh, oops.
I've to go through now and get sorted out for putting her on the spot with that.
Well, you
So
ever will.
I think I'll just stay through this side tonight. That's good. Okay. Good night, Davey. Good night,
Night,
folks.
Peter. See y'all.
Join us next week. Bye-bye. Bye.